Halo Studios just completely revolutionized what it means to 1v1 me, bro. Yeah, dude. With the recent addition of the Workshop 1v1 Showdown, it actually has made me enjoy one of the most hated modes I've ever played in a first-person shooter. What? I'm sure many of us remember the days of Halo 2, where you would get mad at somebody in the middle of a lobby. You'd be like, okay, you want to test out your skills, dude? 1v1 me, bro. But the thing about 1v1s is that they always were incredibly boring to play, at least in my opinion. Mainly because a lot of times these 1v1 games were, one, you're playing on maps that were designed for much larger gameplay, and it really just became a big thing of like hide and seek, rather than something you're actually engaging players with. Like, unless you're like really trying to ego a player, you would actually be really aggressive on them. A lot of times players, especially in Halo, would just kind of either camp a power weapon, which you then have to do GAs around that, which, I mean, a lot of people, especially if you're getting toxic online, weren't exactly the most cordial players.
You just got pre-game, dude.
So how do you make that wonderful gaming experience into a matchmaking online experience? Well, I think Halo Studios really nailed it with this one. With the Combat Workshop 1v1 Showdown, it does a great job of adding a little bit of the competitive element along with the social element. Let me show you what I'm talking about on this one. So, in here, you have to get either 5 kills or capture a zone to win a round. You win 3 rounds to win the whole thing. So kills do matter, but also capturing that zone really plays a big part of it, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. And also, right here, you have both players are equipped with identical loadouts that are randomized. Primaries, secondaries, grenades, and equipment will change from round to round. And additionally, you may occasionally receive a round modifier that will be denoted in the UI banner. This could be anything from a damage boost to low gravity, really mixing in a spicy meat bone to the whole experience. And on top of that, you have classic maps like Aquarius, Argyle, Bazaar, Catalyst, and Imperium, which is, you know, the pit from Halo 3. But the cool thing is that they're all thrown together into one Forge map, and basically you have random spawns of where you're going to be spawning into these little miniature locations. So one game you could spawn into the pit with a Ravager, which is kind of wild. But in the other game, you can have like Bazaar with sniper rifles. And throw a wrench in the whole system, you can get a round modifier, which I had a lot of times was like low gravity, which was a death sentence to anyone in a 1v1 situation.
Capturing him.
Oh, you don't want to jump at this. You're counting me, buddy. And the loadouts really spanned a wide variety of sweaty loadouts and just wacky things as well. So it kind of adds an element of competitive skill, but also an element of just social fun and get a little wacky with it. So this 1v1 playlist really does a great job of capturing just about everything you would want to have in a social online matchmaking experience. So as someone like myself who absolutely despises the 1v1 game mode when it comes to just playing against people online, I'm genuinely enjoying this mode. Like, it's actually a lot of fun. It could be a mode that we could see sticking around in Halo Infinite permanently, really. Like right now, I was searching on a Saturday during the day kind of thing when I was played for an hour, and the match times were incredibly fast. Like, it even showed like on the UI of Halo Infinite that it was like, what, 25 seconds to find a match, and it actually did happen. You find matches really fast in this. I like that. And I felt like I was getting a pretty good variety of skill sets. I think I was playing against mostly lower skilled players, but I did match against like some hero rank characters, like people who have been playing Halo Infinite this entire time and got hero rank. I think I'm at like a low tier platinum right now since they introduced career ranks, and I was still able to keep up with a lot of these players as well. So I don't think skill-based matchmaking is really tuned up super high in this 1v1 playlist, so don't be afraid to jump in and you're thinking, oh, but I'm like an Onyx diamond tier player, it's just gonna be nothing but sweaties. You don't really cash that a whole lot. Like, I'm a diamond tier player. Sometimes if I really grind it out, I can get up to Onyx. But for the most part, it really felt like a social experience, which was really cool. But then it also getting cranked up to being a bit sweaty. There was one round I played against a guy who was definitely someone who's used to playing ranked because they were jiggle peeking. They knew exactly what angles, how to predict player movement, things like that. In each round, I think we had like the Bandit Evo, we had a battle rifle, and then we had like a sniper rifle. So it was very sweaty, but it was cool because it was competitive and it was an even playing field. And it was up to who is the better player. And throwing in that objective really helps press the action so much more. The hill is an absolutely necessary part of this 1v1 showdown mode. because it really helps keep that gameplay intensity up on high, really puts the pressure on players to really move around the map, not be so campy or try to play like hide and seek essentially, but actually play a shooter against somebody and press that issue to where you have to get into these gunfights to see who actually has more tactical advantage, right? If you're a player who wants to just jump around the hill, put that pressure on that player, the other player has to get in there because it doesn't really take that long to capture a hill. If you try to do a wide flank and they already have some hill time, you're not really going to be able to get there in time. Well, you got to stay on that hill, brother. You got to keep the pressure on, man. Though I would say that with the singular objective of the hill, does well make the 1v1 mode fun. It can feel a little repetitive, even with the unique loadouts that you get. I don't think I had a singular like repeated loadout in the hour I was playing this mode, but a lot of the same strategies kept being utilized over and over again to the point where it did start feeling a little repetitive. I would be nice to really see some new objectives being added into this mode, maybe like a oddball kind of thing, or maybe some new kind of play on captured hill, or like maybe like the land grab mode being added in to where it makes it so then you have to capture multiple hills or something like that, so you have to strategically pick which ones you want to go after. Just adding some more objectives I think would be a really great change of pace when it comes to this type of mode. We're going to put like a neutral flag in or something like that. That would be really cool. Of course, you would have to rework how the respawns and rounds work within the mode, just because after each kill, the round resets. You get put against like a parallel spawn, and then you have to go back at it again. The variety of the spawn points is really cool. Sometimes you're put really close into the action. Sometimes you have to run towards it a little bit when you're placed a little further away, adding more variety in the gameplay as well. So I think for what Halo Studios and the Forge team that put this together had to work with and put it together, I think they've done a fantastic job. And it's super cool how this mode can get sweaty, and I was playing against people who were jiggle peeking and, you know, really playing their angles just right. It got super competitive, which is really fun, but also at points it got pretty social with some wacky additions like a speed boost that we have where we're just zooming across the map. And sometimes we had like a sweaty weapon like a sniper rifle, battle rifle, bandit evo, but other times we had ravagers. Oh jeez, I can't push him. He's got the sword. Well, if I can beat him in I can beat him in a gunfight though, let's go! So with the random loadouts added in there, an objective into this 1v1 mode, and the not so strict skill-based matchmaking that's currently within the workshop right now, really lends itself to a really cool variety of gameplay, and it's a really fun experience. I really hope stays within Halo moving forward when it comes to Halo Infinite. If anything, it should be like a launch mode that can stay with the game, because we've seen the popularity when it came to like the face-off mode or the 3v3 mode that's currently really popular, especially within the Modern Warfare series right now. Where I feel like this is almost kind of like Halo's version of the face-off mode that's in Call of Duty that gets a lot of popularity. There's even like ladder systems you can play around with to try to outrank players and stuff like that. It's a really fun mode. One of the really cool things about this is that there is, that social element to the game mode, which is kind of nice, but also there is a bit of more of a competitive element. Right here, the Forge Lord himself, Michael Shore, pointed this out from one of the people who helped forge this mode, saying, did you know that 1v1 Showdown has a secret pro mode? Loaded up in custom games and disabled a mini game objective 1 to disable random loadouts, and disable minigame objective 2 to disable round, meaning you can have this mode get competitive and sweaty, which I think would be super cool to watch, like a competitive 1v1 with maybe some of the top tier pros out there, like a Lucid or a Snakebite or somebody going at it. Like, that would be pretty freaking cool. We saw a little bit of this at the HCS Worlds event that happened back in October, and that's where I first had a chance, the opportunity to play this. I'm like, whoa, Halo Studios might have something pretty special here with this mode, and I really hope they continue on with this idea, because it actually makes 1v1s fun. If you had a chance to play this mode, do you like playing 1v1s? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.